What's up everyone? So next video, I'm trying to film a little bit more lately. So we got the cars back in the garage, as you can see. The floor is all nice and done. We got the new epoxy on the floor throughout the interior space, so that's nice and clean. I got the Cuda in here. We got the Innocenti back there, and the 944, which we still have some work to do on. The Twingo is waiting for the front struts to be built so that I can put the new suspension on it. I got the new shocks from Penske. And then we still have the Mini on the rotisserie. We'll get back to that before the winter probably. And then today I'm working on the Shelby. So I have new camber plates for the front, new camber arms for the rear that I'm gonna fit. I need to put the track wheels on it. I need to change a couple of things inside the car. And you can see the parts down here. So the new camber plates, which are from Multimatic, and then the new rear camber arms. So the difference between these and what pretty much everybody else does on the market is that these are like full-on motorsport. So they have these shims that you can take out and put back in, and each one of them is a different size, and that means that you can easily adjust your camber. You know that each one of them is that many degrees or tenth of a degree or something like this, and then you just basically lock it in with these bolts there. So I need to take the front suspension off, put this on, make sure that my suspension is still the same length, like top to bottom, so that I can put these on and it doesn't change the ride height on the car. And then, but to put these on, because the bottom is a little bit different than what we have on the production ones, and to clear this, I need to drill a giant hole in my strut tower. So, and then in the back, similar concept. These have shims. Basically, you just remove them. That gives you max camber, and if you need to reduce your camber, you put the shims back in. So, and then I need to put the microphone for the camera in the car with a different mount for the camera itself, so that it's a little bit further forward and in a better position. Alright, so just like that, it's day two. I got the track wheels on the car, but did not put the new camber plates because I ended up just cutting the strut tower here to get more angle on the current camber plates, the Steeder ones, because the Multimatic ones require a coilover to actually work, for the very simple reason that the bottom of it, the diameter there, actually doesn't allow you to mount it to a regular Magnerite shock, because the Magnerite shock has a big bearing on the top, inside the top cup for the spring, and so you need a camber plate that basically fits on top of that bearing. So this one fits within the bearing, which would kind of be fine, but the problem is that means that there's nothing to retain the top of the spring under the camber plate compared to the Steeder ones. So the day I put these on is basically the day I go to coilovers. So I did that yesterday. I'm gonna do, it will need an alignment probably, just because I changed the camber, so the toe is changing on the front. I'm gonna take care of the back today. So I've put the new camber arms in place. Driver's side was, so you can see the camber arm in there, and you can see where it's adjustable, which makes it super easy to access. A lot better than the previous one. It is pretty tight to the drive shaft, but that should be okay. The annoying part on that one is actually fitting it up in there, because you have the fuel filler tube, which is a pain in the butt, and then you've got the Magnerite connectors there. So really annoying to do on that side, but the other side was quite a bit easier. You can see you have a lot more access to it. So ideally both sides would be like this, that would be great. Unfortunately, Ford engineers decided against that, so makes my life really hard on the driver's side, because it took me probably an hour on the driver's side and 10 minutes on the passenger side. So next up, I'm taking the exhaust off, and I need to readjust the position because it touches the rear valance and the stainless exhaust tips in the valance, so it vibrates. So I need to readjust that, tighten it back in position, mark it, and take the whole exhaust off, bring it to the bench and weld it so that it's not moving anymore. Morning, I'm a Gingerman. It's about 7 a.m. as you can see. Sun is rising. I've got a terrible haircut. I am tracking the Shelby for a couple of days. So I'm doing Mohawk track experience, which I did last year as well. This year should be a little bit better. Well, hopefully today the weather holds on, because last night we got hammered by a massive storm, so it wasn't great to sleep. But big thank you to Luca for the trailer, best trailer I've ever driven. And then I've got the setup, so trailer and F-150, and then the tent and the awning and the Shelby. So Shelby is pretty much ready to go. I've got the Trofeo RS on it, and then with the Dark Horse wheels. So alignment is now at about 3 degrees front and 2.5 in the rear. A little bit of toe in the rear, a little bit of toe out in the front, which should give me pretty good handling. I'm here for 2 days, so hopefully I can do the 2 days with no issues. Mohawk is being put together by some ex-Ford people, from what I understand. So quite a lot of Mustangs, lots of Shelbys, GT500, GT350 on track, a few Dark Horse R's, a few Boss 302's race cars. So I'll film a few of the cars from the pit wall and so on. So yeah, welcome to the party. All right, it's already hot. I'm sweating. It's gonna be a long day. We may get a little bit of rain in the afternoon, so I've got the car ready. Everything's in there, everything is set up. There's already a few cars on track. There's been, I think this is session number 3 already, because they've gone through intermediate, advanced, and I think this is intermediate plus. I'm running advanced this weekend because I figured I'd rather be the slow one that slows down everybody than being slowed down by a lot of people. So we'll see if it's too much, because advanced is a lot of race cars and slicks. So if it's too much, I'll switch down to intermediate plus. We'll see. But so yeah, we're at Gingerman. Track is nice and clean. There's already a few people on track. They're doing their cool down lap. So next session is gonna go soon. That's nice. Mach 1 and Fox body. There's a lot of, you can see nicely old GT3 Mach 1 over there. Lots of Mach 1s actually, lots of modified Mach 1s with like roll cage and everything. Lots of GT500s. There are Miatas. As the organizer said, there's always Miatas. If you run Porsche Club or Mustang or whatever, there's always Miatas. So they always make fun of them. But I think they'll be probably pretty fast on track anyway. So yeah, gonna take it easy. Weather is a little bit iffy. It's like that side is super dark, and then that side is like kind of nice. So we'll see how it goes. We've got quite a few friends around here. Capaldi is here with his Mustang Dark Horse R. Rochberg, the head of Ford Performance, is here. He's driving with his son. Quite a few people. Stefan, also from the design studio, is here. So it should be a pretty good day. Session 1 is done. As you can see, I'm not exhausted, but it was getting warm. The car did pretty great. The new tires are definitely the Trophy RS, definitely working well with the new camber. I probably have a little bit too much camber in the rear. I'm at 2.5 degrees, which might be just a little bit high. Looking at the temperatures on the tires after the session, I was like 72, 73 on the inside of the tire and about 65 on the outside, whereas on the front I was an even 73 to 76. So good?
So, they tell you that you've been front splitter's been dragging under braking?
No, but I know it does.
Okay. Need more air pressure in the front. I could put like 50 in there. That'll like raise it up and it won't drag.
Yeah, but then it won't turn.
It won't drag.
And then it'll drag in the grass. it's the end of day one. Did pretty good. I think in the end I did 4 sessions. I almost skipped the last one because I was working on the car. Throughout session 3, my steering wasn't like fully straight when I did the alignment at home. I need to get myself one of those hooks that locks the steering in position. So it was slightly offset, and as the car kind of went through its paces, it got a little bit worse. So it was a little bit offset to the left, which meant the wheels went right. So fixed that, which was literally quite a turn of a key on the steering rack. So that was pretty easy. It took me 25-30 minutes. Give it a couple tries to figure it out, align it correctly, and then went back out on track for the last session. Track got pretty hot throughout the day. I think we were in 80 something or 90 degrees Fahrenheit, so it got pretty hot. Track temperature was hotter, so it was a little bit slower than this morning. I think the best I did today was a 140.5 or 140.4, which is still, I mean, it's different tires and different alignment, but it's like 7 seconds faster than last year, so I'll take that for sure. But yeah, no, I had quite a bit of fun of the last few sessions. I had a couple passengers, so it was just you know, having a little bit of fun in the car. Put it sideways a couple times. Yeah, it's been a good day overall. A couple people went in the gravel pit, but nothing too bad. There's no mechanicals, no oil leaks or anything, no blown engines. So definitely, I think a good day for everybody. Pretty good day on track. Couple good pursuits. So yeah, it's been good. Very happy. The car drives a lot better than before. Wish I had done this for Mid-Ohio for Grid Life, because it would have been a lot better. But yeah, you know, just keep progressing. I think right now what I need though is a rear wing, because I'm starting on the fast corners. I have really good front grip, but the rear is a little bit loose, so I'm going to try to correct that with a little bit less camber, because the inside of the tires is getting a little bit hotter than the outside, so that means I'm not using them properly. So I'm going to reduce the camber a little bit in the back, because I'm at about 2.5 degrees. So I go probably to 2, and I'm at 3 in the front. Front works perfect, like temperatures are even across the tire, so that's good. But the rear I think still needs a little bit of tweaking, so I'll do that. And then if that doesn't solve the problem, because the thing is right now I have a lot of aero on the front between the splitter, the dive planes, the hood vents. That's a lot. And then on the rear I just have this, which is, there you go. I just have this, which honestly doesn't do much. It barely does anything. So at least it doesn't create lift, which is what most Mustangs do. So I think there are a little bit of tuning to do there, but we'll get to that after I've set up the car a little bit better. Because setting up is free, buying a wing is not. So yeah, we'll see. It's the end of the day for me. I'll film a couple of things probably. I'll film a little bit more tomorrow. I ran out of battery on the camera today, so but I'll try to film a little bit more tomorrow, and then yeah, tomorrow is the second day, and after that we go home. So, see ya. Start of day 2. Gonna wait for the GT50 to go away. It's funny how somehow like the novice and intermediate groups have the loudest fucking cars, and then the advanced and intermediate plus have normal sounding cars that are just way faster. So yeah, start of day 2. Pretty humid this morning. I'm in the second session on track, so we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna take it a little bit easier probably today, just take some passengers, have some fun, and just bring the car back home in one piece. That's the main goal. One of the former Ford execs showed up with his brand new GTD today, so he's doing charity lab, so I'll try to take a couple of videos of that. It's a nice car. It's white with carbon package, track pack as well, so it's pretty good. Nice setup. So yeah, we should be a little bit cooler today than yesterday, like high 20s Celsius. No idea what it does in Fahrenheit. Yesterday was like over 30 degrees Celsius, so it was a bit rough on the engine temps and on the tires. So, but yeah, no, we'll see how it goes.
Splitter's still there,
Okay.
but you might want to take it and wash it off.
Yeah.
But the RV station is probably going to be your best bet. And then it's going past the pond and then going up on the other side of the trees.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit more pressure than the garden hose.
Okay.
And if you make a mess out there, it's not a big problem, right?
All right, cool. Yeah, went a little
Yeah,
bit too deep for
splitter's
turn
still
10. Went a little bit too deep for turn 10, and the outside's still greasy, so it's
Oh,
just
wow.
like,
You got a
yeah.
whole bunch all over you.
Yeah, I'm gonna clean it all up.
Okay. It all looks good. Splitter's just full of mud now.
All right.
So, session 1, track is greasy, and I overshot it on the brakes in turn 10. So, as you will have seen in the onboard video, I did go off-roading a little bit. Splitter's still on, it's pretty well attached, so it did its job. I had a bunch of crap that flew over the hood, but at least everything is still there. I didn't break anything, so I'm just gonna wash it up and get back to my tent and then get ready for the next session. Otherwise, track was doing good, car was doing good, so it was fun.
Nose side up.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Move this seat back a little bit if it's too tight. There you go. It should be in there. The bigger one. So then you can move the seat back forward to tighten it if you want.
is over. I got just under 3 sessions today. Session number 3, I took my buddy L1 in the passenger seat, and I'm gonna blame him because he's a fat ass. So the right rear tire, I delaminated it. Coming out of turn 3, I was, playing and going a little bit sideways, and then I think like 6 or something like this, I went really sideways. Had a lot of fun, but then delaminated the tires. So both rear tires honestly are slick, they're gone. And honestly, the right rear tire, like, this literally came off. Like, more of that came off, but that came off while I parked the car. So yeah, calling it a day, because honestly there's no point in trying to continue. The car was doing good, we were having fun, that's all that matters. Took a few passengers today, had a lot of fun, chased a little bit the GTD on track, considering the driver Nick is still breaking it in, he's not pushing 100%, because it's 800 horsepower, active aero, all that kind of stuff, so there's no point in trying to follow. But it was fun to kind of play with it a little bit. The car did great. It's all in mostly one piece. There's a few pieces of tires on the track, but that's about, that's the game. So yeah, we're done for the day. I'm packing up. I'm gonna put the car back on the trailer and start heading home probably in an hour or so. So yeah, that's it. That was Mohawk 2025. Really good weekend. Lots of new faces I didn't know, a few friends that I already knew. It was really cool to see Leo Capaldi and his team being out there. They ran a couple Dark Horse Mustang Challenge cars. They were letting a few customers drive them to get acquainted with the car in preparation for next season. Lots of GT350s, lots of GT500s. One guy in a GT40 that he was shaking down. Yeah, some really cool stuff. An old 66 Mustang Fastback that I think I have in one of the videos, in a couple of the onboard videos, that was doing really good. So yeah, no, cool weekend. Gingerman is it's a little bit sketchy when it's like a little bit humid, and like yesterday in the evening or early this morning, it gets pretty greasy, and the track is somehow actually pretty green even in the middle of the summer. So it's always an interesting one to go to. Lots of pretty tricky corners. So yeah, lots of fun. A little bit more adjustment to do on the car to get the camber really where I want it. Yeah, well, next step probably will be Autobahn Country Club in Chicago for Grid Life with the Twingo. Finger crossed we get the car ready in time, and I need to figure out a time to shake it down and do a little bit of suspension tuning. But other than that, yeah, that will be it. So next time, Grid Life, Time Attack, Top Tier. See you guys.